Good morning, welcome to the video discussion for May 1st, 2013. It's currently 8 a.m. and it is absolutely beautiful out there. Now, temperatures range a great deal depending on your location. You can clearly see what happens when you have perfect radiational cooling, which is clear skies, light winds, and as a result, with low humidity of course, you have temperatures falling into the mid to upper 30s over some of the northern valleys here, especially over northern New Jersey and also the Hudson River Valley. Otherwise, we're looking at lower to mid 40s over the northern interior, mid 40s to even a few lower 50s along the coast, especially around the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Clearly, it is setting up to be a beautiful day. However, notice right along the coast, we're starting to see an indication of some winds picking up, basically from the east or the northeast, and this is what's called the sea breeze front. And this sea breeze front is going to be an issue if you're looking for very warm temperatures right along the coast, because the sea breeze front will keep temperatures in the upper 50s to mid 60s. Away from the coast, upper 60s, possibly even some mid 70s could be expected with clear skies, tranquil weather conditions. Let me give you an example. JFK, most likely going to be around 59 to 61 degrees. New York City, Central Park, 69 to 70. Newark, 71, 72. Philadelphia, probably around 70, 71. However, Belmar, probably around 59. You can see the influence that the Atlantic will have on this weather pattern, and this is pretty much going to be the case all the way through this weekend into early next week. I expect some moderation because this warm air will start to warm up the Atlantic just a bit, but for the most part, you get the idea here. The closer you are to the coast, the cooler you're going to be because of that influence from the Atlantic Ocean. Taking a look at the radar, you can see really there's not much going on here. We have one disturbance dropping south over Lake Ontario that will not reach the region at all. And you can see pretty much tranquil weather conditions on the radar with not much developing. And why is that the case? Well, we can see that with the infrared satellite picture. High pressure sitting up over New England is going to drop south and settle right over the Philadelphia, New York City metropolitan area, producing tranquil weather conditions. This cold front never reaches the region, and this disturbance never moves north. It just continues to meander over the southeast over the next several days. So this cold front's not a threat. This disturbance isn't a threat. The only thing that's going to be under the influence of will be this high pressure system that will remain in place and lock in over the next several days, producing temperatures in the upper 60s to mid 70s away from the coast, and eventually lower to mid 60s along the coast. The latest model guidance from the Penn State UL website, using again the European model guidance because it's been the most consistent, and quite frankly at this point the GFS and the European model guidance and the UK model guidance, all of that are all pretty much in agreement with the forecast discussion. So here we are for this afternoon. High pressures in control at the surface and aloft with a nice ridge building over the region. That ridge is pretty much going to settle right over the northern Mid-Atlantic. And you see this purple? That means sinking air, and that's being enhanced because of a disturbance setting up over the Canadian Maritimes. Now, this is going to be interesting to watch because this disturbance might produce a backdoor cold front that will attempt to drop through New England and potentially move through Long Island and Connecticut. That could produce an increase in cloud cover, but no precipitation is expected because really there's not much in the way of moisture out there. But you can see some of the influence, some of the models trying to indicate some sort of frontal boundary setting up right around New England because of that backdoor cold front. But you can see much of the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area remains dry even with that influence. So there could be a potential Thursday and Friday where temperatures are struggling in the upper 50s to mid 60s over portions of Connecticut and certainly Long Island and possibly even the New Jersey coast. However, as you move further west, temperatures will warm up nicely into the upper 60s to mid 70s. That will remain in place for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, with a ridge pretty much setting up right over the region. Dry conditions, tranquil weather conditions, perfect weather conditions for any outdoor activity, and temperatures will continue to moderate through this entire forecast period, with most locations ranging in the lower to mid 70s. Right along the coast, again, look for a slow moderation as the Atlantic Ocean warms up a bit. Look for lower to mid 60s for the most part. When that sea breeze front doesn't kick in, look for temperatures to push into the mid to upper 60s. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.